What's up, guys? So today I've got a product I ordered yesterday, which is going to help me cool my Zotac AMP 2080 Ti. Apparently this didn't come in the sleeve. Anyways, this is from a company called Anidees, and it came in a big box, which then this smaller box came in a bigger box. But it is a dual slot GPU cooling fan solution that's kind of autonomous from the card itself. It sits, I don't know if this is dual, yeah, it's dual slot, but it sits, basically in front of whatever card you want to blow air at, and you thus are able to cool that card without using the card's onboard solution, because I removed the fan from the Zotac card, to replace it with the Corsair H60, which I did the video on yesterday. So this is, like I say, going to sit in the case and blow air at that from a distance. Sorry, this bag is fighting me on getting it off there. Okay, so this is kind of a cool looking thing. These, I believe it said, were either 80mm or 92mm fans. I think they're 80mm fans, so they're not real big, and they might make kind of a bit of noise as a result. But as you can see, like, it's going to sit, and then the Zotac card will be behind it, and it'll blow air in that direction at it. And this is RGB compatible. It works either, like, it has its own remote system. Like I said, it came with this little control, or you can connect it through the addressable RGB system of a motherboard. Like in my case, I have an MSI Meg Ace Z390 chipset, which has support for 4-pin analog RGB and 3-pin addressable digital RGB, which is what this is. And so it has support for either one. And then this is apparently, I think this is for a specific, they said it on the website, this is like it's for a gigabyte motherboard, has a specific RGB header of a different kind or something, and this is for that. So I don't think I'll need it for myself. Then it has a SATA power connection, and it also has a fan power connection. I'm not really sure if it needs all those things or not, and it doesn't look like it even came with any instructions, which is pretty lame. Now, like I say, the web or on Amazon, it showed more about the layout, so I guess maybe you're supposed to refer to that. But what I'm going to do is go hook it up. I'm going to install MSI Mystic Light because I haven't had that installed in a while. It didn't work with SLI. I had a problem where it would cause my system to hang if I had that installed and had SLI enabled. So that said, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the tower. Like I say, it has a mounting bracket just like a GPU does, and I should be able to, once I install Mystic Light, set it up so these rings around it can be set to multiple colors and synchronized with the rest of the system. And as long as anything in there uses Mystic Light, it should be able to run from that. So we'll give that a try here in a minute. Be right back. Alright, you can see I've got the cooler installed on the GPU up above there, and then below that I've got my Corsair fans all tied into the MSI Mystic Light software. I've got them all doing red right now just so you can watch them change when I change the setting. So there's Mystic Light. Everything is all linked pretty much. Let's go back down here, sorry. And we'll just make it rainbow, I guess. And link. They seem to be like a slightly different color set for some reason than the other fans below, even though it's all tied into the same thing. It's like they display rainbow differently than the ones below them do. So that's just, because they're a different brand of fan. But they're still addressable RGB. Everything seemed to connect pretty fine. Worked, seems to be working. Looks good. I mean, there's really no way for me to tell how effective this is as a cooling product, because all it's doing is blowing on the GPU. And since, as I mentioned yesterday in my previous video, the GPU that I'm using, the Zotac Max Amp, only has a sensor that tells you how hot the GPU itself is. It doesn't tell you about the video memory. It doesn't tell you about the VRMs. Everything is just, it's strictly telling you about the GPU itself. So all I can say is that the GPU is like 27 degrees, for example. But I got to figure this will help keep the video memory and the VRMs cool. And I think it looks nice in the case. It almost looks like there's a second video card in there or something like that. But that said, that was pretty much all there was to it. The product, it doesn't really have a name, which is sort of weird, but this is the page that I ordered it on here. Hold on. Bring this back up, and I'll put a link to the product in the in the comment section. So it's just Anidees graphics card cooler, 3X 80mm PWM fans, supports Asus AuraSync, MSI Mystic Sync, well it's Mystic Light, but whatever. ASRock has whatever they call theirs, and it supports Gigabyte RGB Fusion, but it's addressable only. This will not work if you use a 4-pin RGB header. It only works with 3-pin RGB headers, so bear that in mind. And it's a little pricey at $50, but it does, like I say, it does mount nicely. You can see the little PCI Express connector down there is just plastic. It's just so it has something to kind of hold it in place in the slot. And then it has the 2 mounting brackets in the back, just like a GPU or any other expansion card would. So you can screw it into your case and it won't move around on you. Pretty nice little product if you're going to run just one video card and you have the extra room for it. I recommend it on just the basis of how it looks. It's very sturdy. It feels solid. Nice looking fans. Doesn't seem to make too much noise. What it might do, which I think would be kind of a cool idea, it uses a 4-pin fan connector to hook it to the motherboard, right? Well, the GPU I've got, the Zotac, has 2 fan headers on it, one of which I used an adapter from a company called Gelid to convert that into a 4-pin fan connector. So the radiator, which you can't really see from here, but the fan on the radiator on top of the case is running off the GPU itself. So when I change and I go into like EVGA Precision, for example, or any like MSI Afterburner would work as well, where you change the speed of the fan on the GPU, it reads that 120mm fan that's connected to it through that adapter as if it were the fan that came with the GPU. So you can change the speed of the fan from right within Windows on the GPU software. So what I could do is, like I said, get a second Gelid adapter, plug that also into the GPU's secondary fan header, convert that out to another 4-pin, and then plug in this Anidees 3 fans into that. So if I wanted to run, amp up the speed on those at any given time, I could change it from within like EVGA Precision. That might be a kind of a cool way to quickly change the fan speed on the fly for those. But anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask in the comment section below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps the channel, and maybe even maybe subscribe if you so desire. But thanks for watching, and I'll do some more videos soon. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.